One of Ohio's newest attorneys knows just what it is like to serve time in prison. In fact, he went from federal prison to the University of Cincinnati College of Law. So we first told you about this last week, and tonight we're speaking with him, WLWT News 5 anchor Lindsey Stone, live right now at UC with one man's journey to become an attorney. Hi there, Lindsey.
Hey, Mike, such a great story to share with you tonight. Damon Davis was homeless and had just $26 in his pocket when he was released from prison. And today, he's a public defender here in Hamilton County. He's using that experience to help others going through the legal process. It's been more than a decade since a former convicted felon has been admitted to the Ohio bar. But like most of his life, Damon Davis defied the odds.
It means a lot to be here and be able to help those people. To understand what they're going through, to have faced personally the things that they're going through.
Damon was arrested in 2007 for felony drug and gun charges.
I was sentenced to almost 4.5 years in federal prison.
While incarcerated, Damon learned about case law and worked on appeals for himself and others.
Definitely not light reading.
When he was released, Damon was homeless and had just $26 in his pocket. He began working at a factory that offered tuition reimbursement.
I just started taking classes during the day. I worked 12-hour shifts overnight. So I just enrolled in a community college.
From there, Damon got a scholarship to law school at UC. That's where he met Samantha Silverstein from the Hamilton County Public Defender's Office.
Damon came up to me and kind of warned me almost that he had been incarcerated in federal prison, and I immediately told him I thought that would be an attribute, a positive attribute, if and when he was able to work at the Public Defender's Office.
Damon took the oath for the Ohio Bar admissions this month and now works alongside Silverstein as a public defender.
I think I'm able to talk to them in a way that they can relate to.
I think our society really stigmatizes people who are convicted of crimes.
His colleague, Dallas Gutman, hopes Damon's story inspires others who have been convicted.
That when they see Damon, to see somebody who has really overcome a lot, but to know that, you know, there are a lot of worthy people out there too who have felonies on their records.
Stay focused, don't lose hope, don't be afraid to ask people for help.
Just such good advice there. Now, as you just got to see, Damon is so passionate about the law and making it more just and more fair. Now, when he was a student at UC, he actually wrote a paper on police reform, and that paper is actually going through the New Jersey legislature in bill form. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not it is able to pass, but as you can see, just a remarkable future ahead for this bright young public defender. Reporting here in Hamilton County, Lindsey Stone at WLWT News 5.
Lindsey, obviously a great journey, a lot to celebrate. Was there ever a time when he thought about giving up, though?
You know, I asked that same question, Mike, and he said he really was weighing the options of whether or not to go to law school. He said he thought he was just too old and he was talking himself out of it, but he actually pulled up his phone, he opened up Facebook, and the post at the very top was a really inspirational video about Samuel L. Jackson. He didn't get his break until 46, which, by the way, was going to be the age that Damon was when he graduated law school. So he took it as a sign, and as you know, Mike, that's really how the story goes. He enrolled, and as you can see, it's just done amazing things since.
All right, life is about second and sometimes third and fourth chances. Great stuff. Lindsey Stone leading the way live tonight at UC. Appreciate that.